Hey guys, Nick here, and welcome to another episode of the Sky Map. And I'm talking really fast because I had to rush to record this. Also, this is the third video I've recorded today. I am very tired. This is the third video I've recorded in the past 3 hours, more accurately. But either way, I have to talk about this. Yeah, so this I had to change. Because I realized the minecart system wasn't working. So I had to change it, and that required me to fix this redstone again. So the redstone's different now, but it actually works better. Let me show you. Um, have a look at that. And also, it actually conserves, so it's actually more effective now than it was before. So, that's cool. Anyway, turn that off. So, what comes next? Well, we have to put sea lanterns over the entire top of this thing. Why do we need sea lanterns over the top? Well, because otherwise... Oh yeah, and by the way, we do have all the minecarts working now in the correct way. Because I had to have them go that way, like towards the pistons, rather than towards the dispensers. So everything works now. In conclusion, everything is working now. It took a while. Actually, the redstone took me like an hour. If you try to build this farm for yourself, there are better ones out there. Watch an actual tutorial. Don't watch a sky map video to learn how to build this. Because this took forever. Getting the pistons to actually, like, move back and forth took a pretty long time. But now... it works. Alright. So, next thing's next, we need a floor. I still don't know what I want this to look like. I'm gonna be honest. But for now, we have a system that does work, and you know what? I'll even show this off. So I need to divide this into fours. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab that. All right. Put all that in there. All right. Two, 4, 6, 8. Instead of this distributing by a minecart, I'm going to actually distribute this myself now because I feel like I could do it by a minecart, but I'd actually prefer not to. Okay. There, 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 there. Now, this should activate at about the same pace that this stuff takes to siphon through. Like, how much is the dispenser? There's 3 stacks in there. So, let's give this a test run. So, hear that? That's the sound of this working. Watch as the stuff, mostly seeds, rolls in. Now, there is one small problem with this. This hopper could get some overflow and is kind of unlikely to siphon everything through quickly. Which is the one problem with this version of the farm. It gets a lot of seeds. But also, I actually can't leave this on if I leave the chunk. So we're gonna... Well, I think I can leave the chunk. I just can't... I can't leave it on, basically. I can't just let the machine go, uh, like while I'm away from it. Otherwise, it can just stop working. It can be reactivated just by turning it off and turning it back on. But like, you can't just leave it alone. I actually had to do several tests to make sure that it wouldn't just completely break if I left it. Um, like if I did that and came back or left the game. Yeah, this stuff isn't filling up because it's getting too many seeds up here. And you guys might be thinking, well, Nick, can't you get like an item sorter or something? That's what this is. That's part of what we have here. Yeah. But hey, you might be wondering what I will use those extra seeds for. Well, that's actually pretty simple. I don't necessarily need a lot of seeds, but the seeds can be helpful because with them, I can get white dye. On top of blue, and because of that, with blue, red, blue and red, I can actually get pink and, uh, and light blue, and I can get, what's some other stuff I can get with this? We also get light gray dyes, so that's good. With this, I get orange dye. What does this all give me? We got red, pink, purple, magenta, because pink and purple make magenta. Orange, yellow. Light gray, blue, light blue, and white. That's 10 different dyes with one farm. What do I do with the seeds? Well, I use them, turn them into more bone meal, and actually, that's another nice part about this farm. Real quick, I need to check on this. So you see how it's kind of overflowing? That's actually the reason I built it this specific way, with like the stuff facing all towards one direction. Because last time I built this, I had a giant problem with the hoppers, like with a bunch of overflow. This time, these hoppers, they all point to the same spot. I think the only hoppers that will be suffering from overflow are these, because I think I built them wrong. Which is like one line. Oh my god, those seeds are still rolling in. That's the seed. That's the sorter. Hang on, I have scaffolds here somewhere. There they are. Okay. Yeah, you can see there's like a little bit of overflow just in like these most front chests. While the rest of the stuff is being distributed by the hopper minecarts. Now, how much stuff did we actually get? Well, if we look in here, we have a stack of cornflowers, actually, which is quite a lot. And also, 2 stacks of dandelions. I think when I tested this, dandelions and poppies were the most abundant thing. But I'm actually not sure, because I've never actually gotten this to completely work. Exactly. This is the final hopper that, like, everything goes into this hopper. and then it goes into this hopper, and then this hopper, and then down the line. But also, judging by that, you don't really need a lot of bone meal for this farm. Like, how much was actually used is my question. Dude, there's 5 stacks in there. Holy crap, man. Okay, let's think about this like in a more actual sense. This one got an extra, so let's go based off of this one. We put about let's see, six stacks into each one, like 6.5 stacks into each one. This all adds up to a little under 3 stacks. So we used about 4 stacks. Oh, times it by 4. No, we used 3.5. So yeah, about 4 stacks. Um, that's just 16 stacks, which is like, for what we're gathering, that's not a lot. That's not as much as you'd think. Oh, it finished loading. All right, that's good. And now we're loading up cornflowers. All right. Um, yeah. One other concern I have is that this is a little close to this. But you know what? That's fine. So, what do I plan on making this out of? Yeah, not sure yet, actually. I didn't think that far ahead. Um, to be fair, though, I also didn't think very far ahead on, like, how this is going to look on the inside. I might make it out of jungle wood. Um, all right, that's how many cornflowers we got. What's loading up now? Oh, so many dandelions, dude. But also, I'm gonna just take, what's a flower I could take? I'll just take this. I'll take about half of those, and I want to show something off. Uh, I need some of these. So, if you were wondering, flowers are a composting source. However, this was never a viable composting source because flowers take bone meal to grow in this world. But since I'm growing more than what I would need, check this out. That took 9 flowers to get 1 bone meal. So, a little more than I would like, yes. But think about it. That's actually kind of crazy. And look how many dandelions are in here. Like that is a lot of dandelions. Holy crap, that's a lot of dandelions. Wow. Okay. Um yeah, 4 stacks. If 16 stacks is a healthy amount, that's actually a really easy amount of bone meal to get just because I have crazy farms in this world that allow me to get a mass amount uh of stuff really easily. Like we got the cocoa bean farm, which I harvested the entire thing to do this. We have the this pumpkin farm, which oh my god. I actually plan on upgrading this because this is a very easy farm to upgrade. Because all you got to do is put water on that side. And then boom, you're golden. As a matter of fact, you don't even have to do that. It's the easiest way to do things, not necessarily the only way to do things. And this farm's upgraded. Not only that, I think they buffed pumpkin farms. We can leave that. It's off, so we're all good. Yeah, they buffed pumpkin farms. Not only that, I have the biggest pumpkin farm in all of Minecraft right here. I also have this sugarcane farm, which is pretty helpful. Um, and an egg farm. I have 2 mob farms, which give a lot of bones that I can use. So, what's 16 stacks of bone meal? Like 5 1/4 stacks of bones. Like, it's not a lot, especially when I can just farm bones at night. I have a looting sword. Does my wand have looting on it? No. I think my sword has looting on it. I I might have to check that. But either way, let's have a look. All right, we have produced over 9 stacks of dandelions. Looks like dandelions are getting a second cycle in this. Have I produced anything I didn't know I'd produce? I have not. Okay, good, because otherwise I might have had to move this redstone a little bit. That would have sucked. All right. There. Yeah, this thing, oh man, this produces a lot of flowers. Like, there are stacks of stuff that haven't even made its way down yet. I think this has actually been worth the investment. Super efficient flower farm that now I just have to build an outside to. Originally, I was gonna make this the flower tower, but now I'm actually not sure because this is less of a tower and more of just a square. So, not actually too sure what this is gonna be now. Also, light gray dye produces 2 times, which is pretty good. Red dye, not so much, but poppies are pretty common to spawn. I think our only, like, real issue-y one is the cornflower. However, if I want light blue, then using bone meal is actually the right way to go, which I can produce a lot of it. And it produces 2 if you use white dye, and this is definitely a very efficient thing. That also produces 10 dyes. How many dyes are in Minecraft? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's 16 different dyes in Minecraft. So this produces 10. What's left? There's lime and green, which also would give us cyan. And then I could just do a small cocoa bean farm. Like, we have this cocoa bean farm, we're good. We have the cactus farm. We just need something to give us a good amount of fuel. How do we get fuel more easily? Because right now we're using coal. Coal is good. It's 1 gold nugget, but we could be cheaper. If I could be a really, like, capitalistic guy and be like, it's at 1 gold nugget, let's bring that down. Actually, this does produce quite a few cornflowers, so I think we're good on that. Um, Now I can't do anything about the black and the dark gray. that is just gonna have to stay the way it is. I'm probably barely gonna use it. Besides the black dye, problem with black is the fact that it can only be obtained through wither roses or squids. Squids, like all animals in the sky map, do not spawn, and it's been the most annoying thing ever. um, I might just build this out of the colors that it produces. I think is the best idea here. Let's see. Is all this stuff? It's all done loading. All right. So that was with 4 stacks in each one. That's with 16 stacks. That's pretty good, honestly. That's not bad. 16 stacks of bone meal produced me this much stuff. All of this probably gives me like another 2 stacks of bone meal. So, yeah, I'd actually say this is a very efficient and well working farm. It just has to have a cover now. And way up there, I'll have to. I think I want to build it out of the blocks that it out of the like the dyes it would produce. And entrance would have to be right here because this doesn't mess with the redstone, right? Entrance would have to be a 1 by 1 room. Because door, room, block. Dang it. Well, what about here? Door, room, block. Yes. Okay. And then I pray to the gods, to whatever deity you believe in. I pray to all of them that doing that doesn't mess up this very fragile redstone, because this stuff does not work very well. Actually, I learned things. Um, because apparently, if you set a repeater on like this block facing this way and this block facing this way, they both do different things, despite the fact having the same signal. Despite having the same repeated signal, they will still have a slightly, apparently they will still have a different tick speed, which is insane. I need, I needed to get that off my chest. They still had a different tick speed, despite having the same exact signal. And I tried testing. I did very few tests because my results were shown very quickly. Um, but yeah, it was just the block they were on. Anyway, with that said, yeah, we have this. For dyes, we have the cactus farm, which gives us green. And then we have the white dye, the stuff for white dye. We have the cocoa bean farm, which is brown. So that's 11. What we really need is a way of producing um, fuel. Thing is, fuel is kind of something. I went through a bunch of fuel sources, and there aren't a lot that are extremely easy to renew. I think my best choice for renewable sources is dried kelp, which isn't a great option. Because, first of all, my kelp farm is actually very small. But secondly, um, it's just not the greatest of options anyway. I'm sorry, I'm using a different mouse right now, and this one has a little button that I can press to just spin the dial. And it's very fun to just spin that on my hotbar. Anyway, yeah, we need a better source of fuel for the cactus. because we have to, in order to get cactus green, you have to smelt it. So maybe bamboo? I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments what the best fuel source in Minecraft is that I could easily farm. I know bamboo is the one that people would use for super smelters. Maybe I could get a super extreme super smelter, but I don't know. That's just something I'm not sure about. I'd have to see. But that is going to have to end this video here, guys. If you enjoyed it, remember to like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, share this video with everyone you know and love, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!